Hello and welcome to the session. This is our 4 lecture of marketing research series. And today we will discuss undertake research and interpret results for the chosen market. Uh, in our previous lecture, we discussed the complexity of setting market research objectives, crafting comprehensive research plans, navigating through the plan stages, overcoming constraints, and managing financial implications. So, in our today's lecture, we will discuss effective resource allocation and cost-effective decision-making are essential for ensuring an economic viability of research project. Okay, so my name is Yasir. So if you have any issues, like if you can't see my screen or can't hear my voice, please do let me know if anyone is there. Okay, so let's get started. Indicative content. Interviewing methods for market research. We will begin by unraveling the various interviewing methods needs in market research, including surveys, focus groups, and personal interviews. We will also discuss the strengths, limitations, and best practices associated with each method, equipping you with the tools to conduct effective market research studies. Uh, Interpretation of market research result. Next, we will discuss the interesting area of interpreting market research results. This involves analyzing data gathering from various sources, applying statistical techniques, and employing logical resource or to uncovering meaningful patterns, relationships, and trends. Uh, we will navigate through the complexities of data interpretations, emphasizing the importance of critical thinking and awareness of bias in drawing accurate uh, conclusions from research findings. Using analytical techniques to inform marketing decisions, armed with the deeper understanding of market research methodologies uh, and interpretation techniques, we will explore how analytical techniques can be leveraged to inform strategic market decisions, from segmentations and targeting to product development and pricing strategies. We will examine how data-driven insights can guide organizations in achieving their marketing objectives with prescience and efficiency. So, understand, undertake market research in a line with the market research plan produced for 3.2 and interpret the results. So, data collection, executing market research according to a well-defined plan involves several systematic steps. The initial phase, a data collection, is important for gathering relevant information, implementing the data collection method outlined in the market research plan in the first step. These methods may include surveys, interviews, uh, observations of secondary data analysis. Surveys can capture a broad range of data from many respondents, while interviews provide deeper insight through personal interaction. Observation allows for the collection of behavior data and secondary data analysis utilize existing data sources for analysis. Adhering to the research methodology is essential. This includes following sampling procedures to ensure a representative sample of the target population is obtained. Using reliable data collection instruments and adhering to ethical guidelines to protect participants' rights, ethical considerations such as obtaining informed consent and ensuring confidentiality are fundamental. Data should be gathered from the identified target market and relevant sources. This process should follow the timelines and procedures specified in the research plan to maintain consistency and reliability. Collecting data within the stipulated time frame helps in maintaining the relevance and accuracy of the research findings. Any questions so far, if anyone is there? Okay, so quality assurance and data analysis. Quality assurance is critical component of the market research process. Monitoring the data collection process ensures that the accuracy, completeness, and reliability of the data collected. This involves overseeing data collection activities and making sure that data is being gathered correctly according to the established procedures. Conducting quality check and validations helps identify and address any errors, inconsistencies, or biases in the data. These checks might include verifying data entries, cross-checking responses for consistency, and ensuring that the data align with the research objectives. Documenting any deviations from the research plan is important for maintaining data integrity. It Deviations occurs, corrective actions should be taken promptly. This might involve recollecting data, adjusting data collections methods, uh, 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 or revising the research plans. By maintaining uh, strict quality control measures, researchers can ensure the reliability and validity of their finding. When we talk about data analysis, once data collection and quality assurance are complete, the focus shifts to data analysis. Organizing and clearing the collection data is the first step in preparing it for analysis. Uh, this includes tasks such as data coding, entry, and verification of ensure the data is in a usable format. Uh, Applying approaches, statistical or quantitative analysis techniques allows researchers to analyze the data and derive meaningful insights. Statistical techniques might include descriptive statistics, regression analysis, or hypothesis testing, depending on the research questions and data type. Qualitative analysis might involves thematic analysis of content analysis to interpret textual data. Using data analysis software or tools can facilitate the analysis process. These tools can help conduct statistical tests, generate descriptive statistical, and visualize the data effectively. Visualizations techniques such as chart, graphs, and table can make complex data more understandable and highlights key trends and patterns. Uh, any question? Can you see my screen? Any issues or any question? Okay. So interpretation of results, drawing insights, and conclusion. So interpretation, the research finding involves examining the data in the context of the research objectives, hypotheses, and industry insights. Researchers must identify patterns, trends, uh, correlations, and relationships in the data to draw meaningful conclusions. This process involves comparing the research finding against benchmark industry norms of theoretical frameworks of provide context or and significance. Drawing insights and conclusions from the data is the next step. Synthesizing the research finding helps generate actionable insights and recommendations for decision making. Key findings and their implications should be highlighted to inform strategic decisions for the organizations. For example, if the research identifies a new consumer trends, the organizations might adjust its marketing strategies accordingly. Considering the limitations and uncertainties associated with the research finding is important. Every research study has limitations, whether due to sample size, methodology, or external factors. Acknowledging these limitations helps in providing a balanced interpretation of the results, recommendations for further investigations, or validations can uh, help address these limitations and refine the research findings. Any questions so far? Documentation and reporting, validations, and feedback. Documenting the entire research process is important. This includes detailing the data collection procedures, analysis techniques, and the interpretations of results. Proper documentations helps maintain a record of the research methodology and allows for future references or replications of the study. Preparing a comprehensive research report is the next step. The report should summarize the research finding, insight, and recommendations is in a clear and structured manner. The report should be tailored the needs of the intended audience, presenting the information in a clear, concise, and visually appealing format. Visual aids such as chart, graphs, and tables can enhance the clarity and impact uh, of the report. Validations and feedback. Seeking validation and feedbacks on the research finding is vital to ensure their credibility and reliability. This involves consulting stakeholders, experts, or reviewers who can provide an external perspective on the research. Their feedback can highlight any areas of concern or suggest improvements, addressing any questions, concerns, or Suggestions raised during the validation process is important. Incorporating this feedback into the final report helps in refining the findings and recommendations, ensuring that the research is robust and reliable. Any questions so far? Conclusion: by following these structured steps, market research can be effectively undertaken in line with the market research plan. Proper execution of data collection, analysis, documentations, and validations help in generating valuable insights for decision making and strategy formulations. So these steps ensures that the research findings are reliable, actionable, and tailored to the needs of the organization. And analyze the potential difficulties faced when carrying out market research. Uh, Conducting market research is not without its challenges. Understanding and addressing these difficulties is important for the sources of the research process. Access to data and sample selection. Access to data, one of the significant challenges is obtaining access to relevant data sources. This can be particularly difficult when dealing with proprietary or sensitive informations. Data may be restricted due to privacy concerns, legal restrictions, or proprietary rights. Researchers must navigate these obstacles by identifying alternative data sources, obtaining necessary permissions, and ensuring compliance with legal and ethical guidelines. Sample selection, uh, selecting an appropriate sample that accurately represents the target's populations is another major challenge. Issues such as sampling bias, non-response bias, and sample size limitations can affect the reliability and validity of the research findings. Researchers must employ rigorous sampling method and consider using satisfied or random sampling techniques to mitigate these issues. Ensuring a sufficiently large and representative sample is important for generating reliable insights. Next is data collection, data analysis, and data constraints. So, data collection, accurate and reliable data in market research presents several challenges. This process is often time consuming and requires significant resources. One common issue is low response rate, where only a small percentage of the targeted respondents participate, potentially leading to biased results. Responded bias occurs when participants do not uh, respond truthfully or consistently, which can skew the data. Additionally, data collection errors such as measurements error, incorrectly recording responses, and response error, a misunderstanding by represents can impact the quality and reliability of the data collected. These challenges necessitate meticulous planning and execution to ensure data integrity. Data analysis and analyzing complex data sets accurately is another significant challenge in market research. Researchers often affect difficulties in applying appropriate statistical techniques, especially when dealing with large volumes of data. Missing data is a common issue then that can complicate analysis and interpretation. Identifying meaningful pattern of relationships within the data requires a high level of expertise and sophisticated analytical tools. Accurate data analysis is important for drawing valid conclusions and market-informed decisions based on the research finding. Then constraints. Market research can be costly endeavor, particularly for large-scale studies. For those employing specialized research methods, budget constraints may limit the scope of the research, affecting the size of the sample and the context of data collection and analysis. So, limited financial resources can also restrict the use of advanced analytical tools and techniques, potentially compromising the depth and quality of the research. Efficient resources allocation and effective and cost-effective research strategies are essential to mitigate these constraints. Uh, time constraints, language and culture barriers, ethical considerations. Conducting market research within tight deadlines possess significant challenges. Researchers may struggle to gather sufficient data, analyze it thoroughly, and draw meaningful insights within the allotted time frame. Rush data collection and analyze can lead to incomplete or superficial research outcomes, reducing the overall reliability and utility of the finding. Effective time management and realistic planning and important to ensuring comprehensive and through research within time constraints. Okay. Language and cultural barriers. It in multicultural or international setting, languages and cultural barriers can complicate market research. Researchers may face difficulties uh, translating research instruments accurately and ensuring cultural sensitivity. So, varying cultural norms and research practices can affect the consistency and comparability of data across different populations. Addressing these challenges requires careful planning, culturally appropriate methodologies, and the involvement of local experts or translators. Ethical considerations, adhere to ethical guidelines and parties and principles in market research is uh, paramount, but can be challenging. Researchers must navigate issues such as obtaining informed consent, protecting participants' privacy, ensuring data confidentiality, and avoiding conflicts of interest. Ethical considerations are ethical for maintaining the integrity and credibility of the research process. Researchers must balance these ethical requirements with the practical demands of conducting through an insightful research. Competitive pressure, technological complexity, uh, competitive pressure in high competitive market, accessing proprietary information or gaining cooperation from competitions can be particular challenging. Industry players may be uh, industry players may be reluctant to share sensitive data or insights, limiting the scope and depth of the research. Competitive pressure can hinder researchers' ability to obtain comprehensive and accurate information, impacting the overall effectiveness of the research. So, developing strategies to navigate these competitive barriers is essential for successful market research. Technological complexity, keeping pace with advancement in technology and research methodologies is another significant challenge. The rapid evolution of new tools, platform, and analytical techniques can be daunting for researchers. Adopting to these challenging requires continuous learning and investment in new technologies. Failure to keep up with technological advancement can hinder the ability to conduct cutting edge research and leverage emerging trends, affecting the relevance and accuracy of the finding. In conclusion, overall, navigating the potential difficulties in market research requires a multifaceted approach that includes careful planning, adequate resources, allocations, effective collaboration, and adaptability. By addressing these challenges proactively and ethically, researchers can ensure the successful execution of market research projects, generating valuable insights for decision making and strategy formulation. That's it for today. Here are some references, and yeah, there are some books, e-books, and journals available on your Moodle for further reading. So if there is any question, concerns, or issues, you can drop me an email at yasir@ukversity.co.uk. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock for our next session. And thank you very much, everyone. And bye till tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Bye, everyone, now.